Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to DAC 2017. We're taking a look at the upper bracket finals now. You heard it right here. It's going to be the CIS Qualifiers. Team Spirit facing off against Effect in Group A. I'm Lyrical, going to be joined as well by the wonderful Senor Trent Pax. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm just doing wonderful, my friend. It's again,
pick.
early morning here. Some Dota 2 action. Lone Druid, not banned out, taking their chances. Effect, they're crazy, they're insane. They're gonna ban the Underlord, they ban the Earth Spirit, but they let this guy through. Also, Pudge, notable first phase ban here from Team Spirit. A little bit of
10
respect, a little bit of, hey, that's
remaining.
good against Lone Druid, and we have first pick. So if it's left in, we're gonna grab it.
5
And
seconds
the
remaining.
response from Effect, this is something that we don't really know the answer to yet. And the question would be,
Reserve time.
what the hell do you pick against Lone Druid when you let through for the first phase? The Centaur Warrunner is a good start, and I think a lot of teams have talked about that and seem to be leaning towards that hero, but it's also kind of having marginal success. So the whole idea being you can all get to the guy. So let's see if that works. And then Team
Dire
Spirit also
team
didn't
pick.
ban out Sniper, who a lot of teams have tried to answer the Lone Druid with.
Which has worked on occasion. We've seen that be
Radiant team
somewhat effective. And I guess the big problem that you have right now with Team Spirit taking this Lone Druid early is that for Effect, you also don't know where it's going to go. Like, not only is it a hero that's incredibly hard to deal with, but you also don't necessarily know where they're going to lane him. So their draft
10
is fairly open. They're going to take
seconds
this Weaver now, which also probably would be position 1.
5
That's where we've seen him more
seconds
often. There is still the potential for that position 4. But
Yeah.
Lesh also taken. Kind of interesting. What do you think about this pickup
Reserve
here?
time.
Well, so I'd like to say about the Weaver, first off, that is rather terrifying, because if I'm Effect, I'm like, okay, we need to at least be ready for the fact they could drow right now. But so far, so good. The Centaur Runner, again, a decent hero against drow strats in general, just trying to get on top of them. The Leshrac as well, although he's a little bit squishy, but if he gets like a Ghost Scepter, he is pretty nice up against someone like a drow strat. He just gets right in the middle there, plenty of damage to be chucked out. And I guess I'd say it's always going to be a good pick if you have the Shadow Demon in my eyes, because he's a solid mid still, but you can easily run this as a support duo, and it's kind of a greedier support duo, I would say, compared to most. Like, you can get a lot out of these two heroes, but just because of the way that they work in tandem, the great synergy between them, it's hard to punish this. Like, they can get so much done with two supports that are also super high damage.
Definitely. And it's also just that tower taking ability that you're talking about as well. You've got this beefy frontliner in the Centaur Warrunner, which is going to cause issues. So we'll see where they end up running it. Lots of options open for kind of both sides. I would say that now with that Weaver pick, Team Spirit may be a little bit more limited, but it's going to be the Lifestealer. So,
Dire
well,
team
Infest Bomb's sort of there with Centaur. Like, you're going to get the Blink Dagger up most likely. Do you think that that's still the de facto build? There's a really long time where even offlane Centaurs were not skipping that Vanguard. They continuously took it first. Is that the play here, or do you think that you
10
just need that
seconds
Blink online
remaining.
to make stuff happen?
Yeah, I think when you have a Lifestealer, you've got to be
5
considering it.
seconds
More than likely,
remaining.
they'll probably end up going for a mid instead of Leshrac that builds Blink or has
Reserve
mobility,
time.
but we'll have to see. If they commit with the Leshrac, then that Centaur Runner probably on the earlier end of the Blink, I would have to assume, because you can run into some serious trouble. But yeah, he's a greedier offlaner for sure, the Centaur Warrunner. He likes to have that hood as well to reduce that damage when he's going for the double edge, so he tends to be a bit slower than your average offlaner. Team Spirit have a lot of options open here. They could say, okay, well, are we worried about them getting like a puck or something and jumping right on top of our drow strat? Could we do that? Could we go position 4 Weaver, drow this up, send the Lone Druid mid, get ourselves a nice little offlaner? Hell, you can even go Faceless Void here and I'd be okay with it. You know, it's a long cooldown, but it sure as hell works when everyone's ranged and pumps a billion pieces of damage out there. But no other offlaners really ban out. I mean, Underlord and Batrider, and I guess Slider occasionally gets to be position 3 these days instead of his 4 role, but plenty of options left out there for them as well. If they just want like even a Clockwork up against someone like this Lifestealer Centaur Warrunner to create space for their Weaver Lone Druid sniping galore.
Ooh, they just invest into some more
Radiant
damage with the
team
Timber Saw.
back.
You know, I kind of agree with you, though, that it doesn't really matter what they pick because they have that Lone Druid in the first phase here. So the fact that they gave that up would terrify me to death. And, yeah, well, what do you think about this Timber Saw pick? It's into a lot of, I guess, varied forms of damage.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, there's nothing that really screams we need Timber here in
5
my eyes.
seconds
There's
remaining.
like nothing too ridiculous. Probably going to be mid, because it would be very scary
Reserve
to head into
time.
the off lane up against Disruption, as well as the Split Earth. You wouldn't have a lot of room to maneuver around down there. You even after 2 points into the reactive armor, I highly doubt that you'll be survivable enough up against those 3 heroes. So that almost guarantees it mid for me, unless they're going to end up doing like a solo safe lane, which could also function if they want to try and send that 1v1 against the Centaur Warrunner and then just go aggro with 3 heroes. Then that would also be fine. So that could potentially still leave our
10 seconds
mid
remaining.
open. In that case, it would probably end up being the Lone Druid mid, and we just grab some other position 1 though.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that'd be
Like
kinda neat.
Avenge. That would also work too,
Dire
I suppose.
team ban.
Nice ban there, taking it
Just
out.
go with the Weaver 1 as well, yeah.
Well, we do have one more set of bans. As far as Effect, we've talked a lot about Team Spirit. I feel like their draft is really potent right now. Effect are kind of in this weird space, I feel like, where they have some
10
heroes that are
seconds
decent at
remaining.
team fight, but also more suited towards the pickoff style possibly, and then Lesh is there to like
seconds
keep the
remaining.
lanes pushed out and then take towers when they do end up winning those fights. Do you feel like at this
Reserve
point they need to
time.
sort of double down on trying to get pickoffs, or can they go for more of a team fight oriented lineup even against this lineup of Team Spirit that has so much damage built against them?
If I'm Team Spirit banning for Effect, I would
10
be thinking
seconds
still about that
remaining.
Lifestealer combo. I don't think they'll be happy enough with what Centaur Warrunner offers.
5 seconds remaining.
So they could consider banning like a Puck. I'm not sure if Effect is playing it too. Oh, actually they have like 2 days ago, so I don't know. That's kind of what I'd be
Dire
thinking towards.
team
But
pick.
they're gonna just say that they're more worried about a mid Leshrax, it looks like, and the idea of support Nixel is also pretty good when you're running the Shadow Demon too. Or I guess it could just be off lane Nix too. In that sense, if they went, then our lanes get really
10
weird. So I guess we just
seconds
assume that would have been a support Nix.
Yeah, that would be a
5
bit of a weird one.
seconds
I like the
remaining.
idea of the puck that you were mentioning. It's sort of like a situation where Aphonia plays this all the time.
Radiant
Afro Ninja,
team
excuse me. I'm going to keep calling him
Oh,
that
yeah.
forever because that was what I first remember him on. Shadow Fiend was another one of his big commonly used heroes. We'll see if they decide to go for it. Sand King is now going to be the pick for Spirit. And that sort of bulks up the team fight even more so. So great stun, hell of a
10
lot of
seconds
magical damage.
remaining.
This is a really well-rounded draft from Team Spirit.
Yeah,
5
this is
seconds
looking
remaining.
pretty strong. A lot of decent scaling, and oh yeah, look who it is. Made it the whole way through. I was even thinking about him after the first phase. I was like, oh, Lone Druid and Ember made it through, and well, he finds his way right till the end of the draft. Slippery guy, you know. He vanishes. He uses those remnants. He sleight of fists. He likes to disappear and reappears. So, and that must be why he ends up near the end. That will push our Leshrac into the support role. Doesn't get to be the super proud disco pony today. He'll have to be playing what looks like fourth fiddle here behind Lifestealer, Ember, and Centaur Warrunner. But both lineups, actually, I would say Team Spirit have pretty good control, actually, especially when you're coming in with that Ember Spirit, just a telekinesis into the Burrow Strike, decent amount of chain. Effect, not so much. They basically have Split Earth. Centaur Warrunner, it is a little bit longer there on the Hoof Stomp. But perhaps they can chain that together as well out of a disruption and catch on to these guys.
Yeah.
Prepare
Well, we'll
for
have to see how the first couple minutes go, as we do have both teams TPing in to try and lay down some wards. And well, with a little bit of a pause, we can take a second to talk a bit about the state of these qualifiers. Of course, this is the upper bracket matchups that we're going to be taking a look at today. Effect versus Team Spirit, and then a little bit later, Empire facing off against Vega as well. So a couple of great games, and then tomorrow we're going to be taking a look at the rest of them. VP versus LQ, and then Comanche facing off against Friends. As a couple of wards are spotted out, and well, they can maybe do some damage here. They're going to be able to hit the Split Earth, and some more right clicks, body blocks coming out, but the Burrow Strike and the walk away, FNG should be fine.
Ooh, yeah, it was hard to tell if he gave away that ward for a second there. All right, well, he goes for this sentry guess, not going to find it. Do they have a secondary sentry to... looks like they must send a top with Timber? No, they did not.
Damn,
the hell's
they
his other
didn't get
sentry
either. He has one, Leshrac has one. Roger does.
30
Oh, no, on the dire
seconds
side.
to
Oh,
That's true.
excuse me. Yeah.
No, it's okay. What the hell's their second sentry at? They're going insane.
Is it in somebody's backpack? I'm not even seeing it in the... Hey, I don't see one.
They must
Oh, they
it's
dropped it,
definitely in
duh.
the radius. Yeah, when he went.
All
Okay.
right,
All
there
right.
we
All right. Woo.
We're here.
Not crazy.
We're all woken up, guys. Don't even worry about it. So, both wards
seriously.
missed for both teams, though. That's an interesting
The
thing. With this
battle
sentry, they
begins.
weren't able to find the one up on the high ground that's blocking out the camp. They also weren't able to find the observer ward. So, a pretty rough start there. And, oh, Was he able to steal a rune? Looks like FNG did pick that one up, so able to take away an extra rune. Not bad.
Yeah, Shashlo snagged the one up here too, away from DK Phobos.
Ends up being 2 for 2 at the end of the day. But yeah, talking about the qualifiers a bit more, we're getting towards that later stages, and if you do win a match right here, you're ended up qualified for the playoffs. So very cool little situation for these teams to be in, and of course, if you end up losing this one, you're going to have to go off and face against some more folks down in the bottom of the bracket.
Oh, Van score. You see this?
Oh no, he's doing it.
Dota 2. You can only get the range creep though. Again, it's the same situation. That is one thing. Rubik, he can do some sneaky pulls, but in terms of the side lanes, the only thing he can do is grab range creep, so it's not the biggest deal. Still strong. I mean, hell, some teams just like pick Lich for this, so if your Rubik can do it, that's also pretty great.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is that it does mean he's not going to be able to clear off the camp or stack it before the rotation comes in. And also, down here, BZZ is going to have a bit of a tough time now as a Weaver. They are going to be pushing into them eventually, I would imagine, as they're getting the range creep continuously denied, which is a good portion of XP, but it's tough.
Yeah, it's still definitely a big dire side win. It's true, especially with all the changes to experience. And it's definitely worth noting the fact that the range creep is being knocked out there. Surprised they haven't gone for a little bit more aggressive plan BZ. They really want him to push up. They're just like, all right, come on, where the hell is this guy? Got our sentry placed down. We want to go for our combination. Not gonna find it.
A couple more pot shots as he heads out and away. So they're doing a decent job of able to deny him some experience. And we were talking about earlier, this is going to push the lane. So there's going to be some nice free experience going the way of Vanscore and BZZ. They aren't going to be able to deny out them completely, although they are going to get the pull off. So I'll eat my words a little bit here.
Yeah, maybe he can contest a little bit as Leshrac is gone, but I'm not sure how much he saw with his ward. See if I'm guessing he saw Leshrac leave, so yeah, he'll poke around a little bit in here. But good choice here, just to send the Weaver down bottom. You can understand that Timbersaw will be having quite a bit of a rougher time, not nearly as slippery as this Weaver. And instead, he gets a great match up top. 14 last hits to 4, destroying Shashlo so far.
This is a really tough one. They are going to wrap around the Sand King into the mid lane, and going after Afro Ninja, they're going to be able to catch him there. They need a bit more damage to come out, but body blocks there as well. Shadow Demon rotates.
Right, that's pretty impressive by Iceberg.
Oh, maybe, possibly. It is going to be first blood. Iceberg takes it. Now the Burrow Strike onto RZ. They're going to be able to contain him as well. He isn't going to be able to have any of the spells available. All right, FNG and Iceberg, the dynamic duo, making it work.
That was some nice body blocking for a Spirit Bear. I'm impressed. I haven't known Iceberg to be a lone druid player, of course, but that was some serious practice, guys. Looks like he's been doing some filthy spamming of this guy.
Oh yeah, God! And as soon as Afro Ninja comes back in, brought down to about a quarter HP off of one root. That's so frustrating. Meanwhile, top lane, DK Phobos able to run down and kill off the Sand King, almost taking out FNG as well.
Well, I think we all know that roaming Sand King is rarely successful unless he has someone to set up in the lane. Like, a Rubik, for example, is a great hero for it. He can allow you to close that super low range of the earlier levels in Burrow Strike, but he doesn't had help from the Rubik whatsoever. And it's still so successful. Very impressive. Gets the mid, gets the off lane. Like, that's just some game-winning stuff. And a double Burrow Strike for the save.
Oh my God, really nicely done. Afro Ninja here is going to try and escape. They do end up finding the Split Earth and also the Diabolic Edict coming out, but it looks like they are not going to be able to escape with their Sand King. He does take the gank ostensibly for the lone druid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that saves Iceberg. It's definitely mega worth. Still handy, at least, for effect. They do get something out of their rotation, especially after wasting a lot of time trying to grab this Weaver. And they might find Vance going for the room, but they're just a moment too late. And he'll find the deny and taunts himself away as he runs.
What a guy.
Oh, Vanscore's having fun. Yeah, I'm just up here throwing some creeps into the waves. It's great. Getting my carry, Mr. BZZ, some last hits.
And we're thinking, remembering back to that day one where we watched this Team Spirit team, they were quite strong playing against LQ, who's no slouch in this region. So I'm expecting big things here, and so far they're putting up a good laning stage to show for it. I guess, is there anything that you need to be a little bit worried about for Team Spirit? Well, I guess this might be it, as they're going to go on to BZZ. Split Earth is going to connect, they drop down it, but not going to be able to find the kill. Able to walk away just barely, and now Sadoy kind of in no man's land as well. If He's going to be able to actually just back out and away.
FNG's a hero. It's like, he needs a movie or something. He just shows up, just wins lanes, gets ganks, stops ganks. Aren't things that, like, level 3 Sand King are supposed to be able to do.
Yeah.
Very successful roaming so far. He's got Tranquils, he's got Windlace.
That's a great start. He's super fast movement speed, and if they wanted to, they could shrine back up after they fight down here. If this turns into tri-lane situation, how do you feel like who do you feel like that favors?
Definitely the dire side if they're like fully willing to commit 3 heroes down here, in the sense that like I think they would win out on that battle just because Shouting and Leshrac can only target one person. They do their little stun combination. You can sometimes zone out. As long as it's not Weaver, he can pump a lot of damage into you while you're like waiting for that to happen. But I also don't think there's really any reason for Team Spirit to go into some 3v3 kind of a mode. They have the advantage down here. They're just DC's getting what he needs. They're already getting these like weird pulls off, and it's still opening up FNG to make his rotations around, which have been very successful so far. He's going to come in now, knowing Shasha's here for the bounty rune. He's got a DD, but not enough damage himself to really do much about him.
Yeah. I guess the other thing you need to start being concerned about is level 6 almost online for Sasha. Granted, you do also have a heck of a lot of farm on DK Phobos, and level 7 for himself. If he makes a rotation into any of these lanes, there's going to be death and despair abound for Team Effect.
Yeah, Shasha will even leave right now. I'm not sure. He's just going to do a little bit of jungling. Maybe being off the map will put a little bit of worry into them with the idea that Shasha could be level 6, and he could be like coming to my lane to go for something, but even with his ulti, it doesn't open up too much. It looks like they're probably going to try mid with it, maybe. Go with the Arzik and Roger, see if they can use Stampede to close in on the Iceberg and go for a stun setup. But even then, you have to worry about this bear. You'll have to like root the Spirit Bear while you're doing the combination on top of Iceberg to make sure the Savage Roar doesn't get off.
It's going to be quite hard to make sure that all works in conjunction. And meanwhile, they're setting up bottom on Sadoy, and there is not great vision over here of the two supports. They are going to be able to place down one of these wards, which will be able to get vision on both of them, but the initiation comes out onto Rogers. He's trying to go for the D ward. No luck for him, and they're going to be able to take this ward out.
It too. Very nice. Saves their sentry and their observer, keeping BZZ safe and getting a little bit of gold there with the kill. And of course, FNG gets the kill, so he gets the money. Very nice. Soul Ring on the way for him next.
God, great game for FNG, and not often you're able to see these types of rotations bear such fruit. I'm glad that FNG is getting back into the pro scene. He was kind of a little bit missing, I feel like. There's several times where his teams were not really performing to their expectations, but I've liked what I've seen out of him so far, these qualifiers.
Yeah, he's definitely used to be everyone's kind of big favorite from the CIS
Radiant's
region.
top
You know,
tower
that hair,
is
man.
under attack.
So good.
Yeah.
And I remember like a lot of his interviews and stuff were really well received, as well as TI. Seems like a good lad, but one that we are finally getting on effect is the smoke gank. So this is that big play, the mid. Iceberg knows they're gone bottom, knows they're gone top. I'm sure he's aware that something's happening here. He is just like so far back, trying to maximize the range of the bear.
Oh, there's the runaway. They do have the bear. It's not actually going to be there, though, so they're not going to be able to run it down. The crush isn't going to be enough. They throw out the remnant. That is a kill, but now Aphonia also in a little bit of trouble. They throw out the Fade Bolt, trying to bring him back into the tower range. Roger keeping him back, so they aren't going to be able to get the full initiation off. So they find the kill on Lone Druid.
That was a nice use of the remnants there from FNJ. Just like perfectly spaced himself away from the cloud of the stomps and the disruption to make sure the second that was popped, he'd be able to remnant right over top after Savage Roar and secure the kill on top of Iceberg there. Very much needed for the Radiant side. That takes him out of the top slot. Does still hand it over to DK Phobos, who's at 4K and looking pretty happy. Goes for a very early hood. He's getting a lot of farm. Sees a ton of magic damage coming from his Ember Spirit. Knows he's going to get a lot of value from it against the entire lineup of the Radiant side. So a good choice with how much farm he's being given early. No real need to go like straight Bloodstone into team fights or anything like that.
And we're also seeing down here bottom, Team Spirit is trying to set up for a kill on Lifestealer. They were at least for a little while, but this ward spotted it all out. There's several TPs available, and it looks like they might even get the initiation off on a BZZ. He's going to back out now. Yeah, everybody had TPs. Everybody was ready. And top lane, Sashlo going to get dove. He does need to be a little bit careful here.
This is my favorite part about teams picking Timbersaws when this starts to happen. Around that 10-minute mark, he's way too farmed, either in the mid lane. Rarely you see it in the safe lane, and like off lane usually gets kind of pressured by now, but We'll see if his
Radiant's
tankiness
middle tower is under
will
attack.
live up to the name here.
Very, very strong. Is going to end up getting rooted for a moment. The stun comes out as well. Everybody is here. DK Phobos dropping low is going to walk away, at least for the moment. They can't run him down.
What a hero, guys. All right, there you go. That's Timbersaw right there. 4-hero gank rotation. He's behind your tier 1 tower. Still can't kill him.
They take away the bounty rune at the very least, but 41 regen per second is just brutal. And, I mean, space created and a half. BZZ is going to be perfectly happy with this. Great times.
Yeah, and it's worth noting that that only happens because of his build as well. He didn't go for a crazy lane-dominating kill build or anything like that, where you're maxing out the Whirling Death, or he didn't stop at just 2 reactive armor. He went for the full 4, just knowing how important it was that he didn't die to that first big rotation, expecting things to come out of a Shadow Demon Leshrac. A very wise thing to do. So, his patience in his build, in terms of the overall damage output from his hero, definitely paying off right there.
That should help.
Oh, and another movement up towards this top lane here. Effect want to take down this tier 1 tower. FNG is hiding off in the trees, and we do have some TP rotations that could come in if they decide to dive for it. Do you think that they set up for a defense
Radiant's
here?
middle tower is under attack.
I don't know, is DK Phobos enough? Like, he's like baiting right now.
Yeah, looking for it. All right, they get the catch right now onto the Sand King, but there's the jump away. They're looking to escape. Pro Ninja also running away. They find the Burrow Strike. Oh, he can't Burrow Strike because he's rooted. The jump back in away, so FNG is going to be fine for the moment. They catch on to Sashlo. FNG has to run out again. They have the open wounds down. The Chakram also going to be able to bring him down and find that kill. Now the chase will continue. The Timber Chain forward. Apollonia almost brought down. They need one more Chakram. Isn't going to do it. Able to remnant away through that damage that was going to come. 4 heroes chasing him down, and they have already killed off 2. So nice rotation.
See Iceberg when he's getting kills. He's like so far off the screen. What a hero. Dragonlance plus the 200 attack range talent at 12 minutes, and he's already sniper. And that was a great use of Savage Roar for control there, too. You can see that he, like, once DK Phobos got on top of those 3 heroes, Iceberg positioned the bear to get the Savage Roar, and they just all walked so slowly, right, like, through the Chakram, and all that damage DK Phobos was pumping out. But it was definitely a nice escape from Ninja and his friends. Could have been a lot worse in that situation, but they end up losing the tower, and their push is stifled as Ninja returns.
Yeah, and Ninja making the best use of these mechanics that he can, of course, making sure that you're not able to escape when that burrow or when the chains go out on for the Burrow Strike. Root mechanics, man, they're OP now.
Yeah,
Radiant
seriously.
structures
Rest in
are
peace, Storm
fortified.
Spirit.
Radiant's middle tower.
Sniper's
is under
back
attack.
mid, taking down a tower. Oh ho ha,
Radiant's
bitches.
middle tower
I'm out of
has
here.
fallen.
Iceberg just retreats to his jungle.
Yeah, that is.
I don't know. I mean, they let it through. Whatever. They had first pick, didn't ban Lone Druid. They signed their own fate away.
Dire's
I feel like
bottom tower
at some of these big lands, they're just not going to ban Lone Druid, and some tier 1 team is going to lose. I feel like it just can't not happen. Ooh, Vanscore stole Flame Guard. That is quite helpful in this one. And I don't know if he doesn't see FNG here, but it looks like with our Zeke moving in as well,
Dire's
he does have
bottom
an
tower
observer.
is under
Essentially,
attack.
workplace down. Just spot each other out. Timber Chain through, dealing a lot of damage. All right, the Stampede is going to follow this. Vanscore still has the damage out there. Fade Bolt, they're going to burn through that from Afro Ninja. He's not going to be able to actually walk out of there, but Vanscore is dead nonetheless. So the chase continues. Burrow Strike immediately into it. Can they bring him down? Need a bit more, and the Chakram pullback is so slow, and is it going to end up dying? Able to walk away from that one. Really good timing with the Remnant out, but now Iceberg shown up, and now also DK Phobos is going to continue the chase, unable to bring down that Centaur. Iceberg looking for more. Disco Pony. He's very upset about the situation and just going to make some noise about it. Oh, they end up interrupting the Split Earth. He is going to end up dying for that one as well, and Arzik is going to go down. Team Spirit is just holding nothing back, and Sadoi desperately wants to find at least one damn kill. It's just not going to happen, though. It doesn't look like, well, maybe on a BCD, didn't get the time-lapse off. Now FNG running out and away, and is he just really going to do an okie doke? He's gone. They don't have him. The Remnant is back up in 4 seconds, but
Oh, man, if that was daytime.
Radiant's
Nicely
bottom
done by
tower
FNG.
is under attack.
A tithe to the impurity.
We'll slip himself away. Oh, man, that whole fight starts off, too, with Avaninja. He goes in for the slight, and he got so unlucky with his root. I guess maybe If he had been directly on top of the Timbersaw, he could have guaranteed the series change, but he missed it by just a moment, and he got the bad bounce on the creeps, and that's what started that whole thing in the trees, like finished the kill off of the Shadow Demon, and then a subsequent chase down to their own shrine. But and Team Spirit are like at your tier 2 killing your heroes. Tier 1's still alive down in the bottom lane, but they don't care. We'll see if the next infest can be a little bit more opportunistic, perhaps, here for Effect, as we still haven't really seen that aggressive movement come out from our Lifestealer.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see that one, and it's so tough. Like, you can imagine that it would work well if you have these Ember Spirit Remnant forward, and then they find the initiation in that way with Sidoi jumping out. But it's kind of been this awkward situation where they both need to farm, and they want to show up last to the fight, sort of, until Sashlo gets his Blink Dagger, which he does almost have. So maybe that's the turnaround point. What do you see in unfolding over the next couple of minutes for Effect? Can they take fights with that Blink?
Oh, it's going to be so difficult. They definitely can, but I feel like they'll probably want Stampede every time they want to fight. The Shasha will probably Blink, Stomp, Stampede, some combination of that, just to make sure his allies are there in time too. Because when you look at the range of Team Spirit and how they'll be approaching objectives, it's going to be very difficult to gap close on top of them. We've already seen how insanely tanky DK Phobos is. He's going to be their frontliner. He's got his hood. He's got his point booster as well as some infused raindrops too. And so he can just be up in their business. And they need to get from where Effect will be past DK Phobos into this back line that's going to be also moving away from them at the same time of Iceberg and BCC. So we've seen teams run the Sniper and Lone Druid before, and the Weaver and Lone Druid is going to be a very similar effect where how do you just, like, maybe you can lock down one of them, but then the other one's just pelting on top of you. And Iceberg himself is going to be exceptionally difficult to lock down. Like, at least when there's Sniper Lone Druid, you can focus the Sniper because his escape mechanism tends to be just Hurricane Pike. But you've got Shikuchi on the Weaver, and then you've got the Savage Dwarf from the Lone Druid. So nice
good initiation, though. They found Iceberg. Oh, but they're not going to be able to bring him down. They do, actually, with the Ember Spirit chasing in, and now DK Phobos in some trouble. They've actually been able to have a great fight of this one. The initiation was there. They find 2 core kills now and going to be able to run down Vanscore. That should be another one. That was a great initiation.
That's fantastic. I don't even know what gave them that glimpse of vision right there. No observer wards. I guess it just must have been just that very slim line down there where they saw where Iceberg was headed. So fantastic jump.
Yeah.
That is a humongous turnaround point for them.
Well, and also thinking about it now, the scary
lane.
Oh my God, are they gonna? I missed a kill. Sorry guys.
That's
well,
okay.
FNG
No.
gone.
Snagged him up very quickly. He was just there and gone.
So I guess what I was going to ask is, it felt like to me that the situation you were describing was when they got a ton of farm up on the Weaver and the Lone Druid. Is there a timing now where Effect are going to be in the driver's seat?
I think even currently the farm they have is still scary. Like, that was the perfect ideal combination. And Effect are, again, going to try and look for it right away. They're just smoking up, staying on the aggressive. They don't really have any cooldowns to worry about. The biggest one would... well, you could say Stampede, but they still have the Blink Dagger at least now, so they start.
BCC, they get the Split Earth as well. Damage coming out, time lapse. Oh, yeah, that hurts. They are still going to be able to run down, but you have a little bit of help coming in from Vanscore now. Not nearly going to be enough. The damage, too much from Roger.
Yeah, we had the same effect yesterday with the Ricky. We saw how much damage you can still pump out his Leshrac, even when they're invisible. So it looked like he was trying to create some sort of a gap, just barely not getting the next Shikuchi off. But even if he gets the Shikuchi off there, you can still be pumping him with the Edict and the Pulse Nova.
Yeah. Well, what was a pretty substantial lead, almost 7,500 net worth, has switched back over in towards Effect's direction. 2,500 gold lead is all that they hold now. And, I mean, you've got the Blink Dagger on Sand King. There's ways for you to take fights, but if you get caught out like that, Effect are going to have their way with you.
Yeah, now Shashla, who has struggled to even get up with his Blink Dagger, being a part of a couple kills here. Almost up into a 4-staff already. Really use that extra mobility here. FNJ, how's his farmer going? He had his Veil for quite a while now. He does get up into the Blink Dagger, going to move into his bots. So a little bit of split push action will start happening. The control is there as long as both Vanscore and FNG are there, but probably need to do focus for the extra damage. You can see it mid too.
Oh man, FNG is just going to explode, and now the initiation comes out. Sashlo low, but Sidoi is large and charging. Well, trying to chase down one. They actually might be able to find this kill here onto the Centaur, but FNG's been able to find BZZ. The right clicks are coming, time lapse away. They do run down Roger though. So Lone Druid coming into play, and they're going to run down Arzik as well. No root, but it doesn't matter. The damage too much and from too far away for Iceberg.
Yeah, that is one thing. The reinitiation, not too strong on the side of the Radiant. Hoof Stomp, it has a 13-second cooldown. Certainly one reason you might
Radiant's bottom tower is under
be worried
attack.
about having your Centaur War Runner. That is pretty brutal. So like he goes into that initiation play, but then there's really not much he has to add after that. So if it doesn't go perfectly well, you just start getting run down. And they don't really have any other source of, like, they have a Shadow Demon who can maybe disrupt to see you, but then you're stuck in the same spot. Advance Score comes through, they have a Sentry.
Oh god, and they have so much damage as well. It's going to be really tough for him to get out of there. The Burrow Strike connects onto two of them and also going to Timber Chain through, but Sachlo takes down FNG as well. So a great team fight so far for Attack. Sadoy going to be forced backing away, and well, they're going to chase after Iceberg now. Lone Druid is gone, and DK Phobos as well. There's buybacks, but I don't think it's going to be nearly enough, and throws out the Chakram trying to slow them down. Another Stampede. They take down 4. Great team fight for Effect.
Really starting to pump it through some 5-man Dota here. When they're on the run, they look so strong on Team Spirit. Like when Effect are just running away and you have this insane range from the Weave and Lone Druid pumping through to them, they're just like chasing the ends of the earth and non-stop damage, but not able to clean up quite enough. Ninja, a worthy buyback for sure, just to secure them Roche. He basically hits the exact same amount of gold as when he did buy back. He's down like 200 or so, which, you know, maybe a little bit disappointing for his own progression, but in terms of the team as a whole, certainly worth it without a doubt. Easy, they're going to try and fight this again here. They have the Epicenter, FNG trying to make that big turnaround play here, but it looks like they can't get enough units back in time as Lone Druid's just now respawning. No 50-second respawn talent quite yet.
It's going to be the dream eventually, particularly considering how much action there's been in this one. 27 kills in 21 minutes is pretty fast and loose, and it's worth knowing they've also been taking objectives. This isn't just run at you and don't do anything, Dota. It's run at you and then afterwards run down those objectives. Only one tier 1 tower left in the bottom lane for the Dire, and well, as the game goes on right now, who are you feeling like this is favoring for you? It's obviously a bit of a back to even at this point if Effect are not a little bit further ahead.
I think the reduction in terms of the progression of DK Phobos has been pretty brutal for Team Spirit. I'd be feeling a little bit better for them if he was perhaps a little bit closer to that Bloodstone. Like, Centaur is above him now, which is absolutely insane, but DK Phobos is getting focused down pretty heavily in these fights. The draw rotation here for Josh, though. Ooh, into an immediate infest, not spot. Oh, actually, it was spotted.
That's a
out.
good ward. Yeah.
Sneaky one.
They ping it out immediately. I will say that the progression that the Lifestealer has had is terrifying to me. Having an Echo Saber, Armlet, and Deso, these items do so much right now. Ooh, Burrow Strike a little off the mark there, and they can't run down Afo Ninja.
Yeah, and I think we need to start looking towards that sort of pick-off potential, because he's been doing a lot of ratting, and they don't have the best catch. Like, they need at least 3 heroes to kill him. They need Lift, they need Burrow Strike, and they need additional damage after that, because they won't be able to just go, like, Epicenter into it, unless it's, like, perfectly timed or something between the 2 heroes, and no Blink Dagger on your Rubik makes this hard, so... Setting up now mid, this is Leshrac. Look, that's your support. Isn't that awesome? What a hero.
Oh my God.
No one else, they're all just like camping nearby. They know that Roger's not here alone, but they can't really punish it. And even Afro Ninja will come in here to to grab the wave as, thank you, La Mojave.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm just solo Leshrac kicking your tower. What are you guys going to do about it?
Well, they got the chains onto 2 as well. FNG gets the initiation on the Sashlo. Still no Epicenter as of yet, and they are going to be able to run him down. If he goes down here, it'd be really terrible, but they have killed off the Leshrac. Initiation on a Vanscore comes in with the revealed Force Tap, but they're still going to be able to run down. Iceberg doing so much damage and also going to be able to force Afro Ninja away. A great Savage Roar. Now Sadoy going to be the one kited around and possibly down. Can they kill him off? Epicenter, Burrow, where is it? He doesn't have Rage right now, but not enough mana. He is going to have it now, but Rage is still there. DK Phobos real low. They don't manage to find it. Sadoy is going to kill them all. Sadoy taking no prisoners. FNG doesn't have mana. Oh my God.
That's all still with Aegis. They're like trying to ignore him this whole fight. So like, just kite him around, guys. Kill everyone else.
Oh. Wow. 6,000 damage dealt at this early stage of the game. And there was a moment, like one moment, where the Sand King could have burrowed, but didn't get it off.
It's reminiscent of Host, man. I don't remember the last time seeing Lifestealer go so crazy. That was very well done, and now right away, Shasha and Sadoy gonna start grooving. I'm not sure. Maybe Shasha was like, oh wait, I don't know. You guys don't have Infest. What the hell's going on? But him and Sadoy will just start running towards this Lone Druid. They did a great job of getting on top of Iceberg this game.
Oh.
So many teams struggle with it lately.
Yeah, there's the jump forward. Rage as well. Iceberg just has no answer. And that's a thing. If you are depending upon your escape being like something that doesn't pierce BKB, Lifesteal is a great option.
Yeah, didn't even have time to Hurricane Pike. Tower down.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
What a run back here from Effect. Down so heavily, but they did find that perfect moment where you can really see how the Timbersaw falls off in that sense of like he's so invincible during the early laning stage because he has all those stacks, but during these fights he has like 4 stacks, 5 stacks when the fights are starting. The Rack Remember never gets that crazy. And another explosion of damage. Destroying BZZ. They're crumbling.
That 5-man rotation in towards the Weaver and covered both sides. If he ended up going to the right, they were going to be able to cover him with the Centaur, and he ended up going top, and Leshrac was there, hit the stun with the chains.
This Aegis is about to expire. Okay. Should be a little bit cautious.
Rubik also did steal Age, and there it is, but FNG is just going to take the right clicks to the face. So Epicenter doing not a damn thing.
To his credit, he was definitely trying to intentionally time that perfectly on the second, because he went in the moment it expired. But it was a little bit too risky, it seems. Perhaps a slight Hail Mary play there.
And I don't know how you kill Sidoi at this point. He still has 5,000 gold in the bank that he can turn this back around into an AC if he wants, which is what he has queued up. But getting ready for the reinitiation.
God, Ninja can just go home, regen up.
Oh, jump forward, stun onto 2, Iceberg, he's gonna get ran down. DK Phobos doesn't stand a chance. Vanscore doing his bestest, but we're damned if he doesn't end up going down as well. He stole Stampede, and BZZ is there, but my god, Sidoi a monster. Well, Afro Ninja, maybe? Alright, they get the disruption, keeping him alive. FNG's still running out and away, but the barracks are gone. Sidoi has been playing amazingly this game.
Yeah, Shoshlo as well.
Oh yeah.
One of the best Centaur performances I've seen in a while. You can't miss those initiations, and he hasn't missed one in, it seems like, forever.
Great display. So where do we go from here right now? Team Spirit are down 10,000 net worth, around 15,000 experience. What's the comeback mechanism for them? How do you take these fights?
Vanscore doesn't really have any hope of an item, really, so that's a little bit disappointing. That means that the gank potential overall just falls solely onto FNG. Perhaps they can grab a couple pickoffs if effects start to get greedy. They might start to space themselves out across the map. They wait towards the next Roche. But so far, so good. They're sticking as like a nice little 4-man ball in the jungle. They don't want to give up such a some sort of an issue or anything like that that would allow the dire side to come back. Iceberg didn't get into that crazy amount of damage yet either. Just forced into some more defensive items. He starts building into the BKB. Can't handle just a little bit of control from Sidoi getting on top of him. That open wounds has been enough so far. And now just gonna finally snag up a tier 1 down bottom.
The AC makes these just crumble. If they want to now, the next Roshan is going to be well, a little ways away still before we know exactly how long it is. But I just don't feel like right here Team Spirit have a great answer. There's just too much damage. Look at this tower.
Man, this was impressive stuff. They were in such a precarious spot. I guess to me, the biggest thing must be just the way that Timber saw that little bit of a lull he had. Didn't really allow them to get that full pressure.
Yeah, and
Iceberg's caught again here. Looks like that disruption.
BZZ dead. They're going to be able to take another one. Double kill, triple kill. They might give it to him this time, honestly. There is not a great answer for all of these heroes. And DK Phobos is going to be able to walk away for the moment, but it's really not for long. God damn, Sidoi is big. Chase, touch, oh, damage out. Is going to get the Ultra Sidoi. Good game, well played. Ends up getting called. He's going to die Fountain for this one. Does he get it before the game ends up ending? We'll end up seeing now. He Savage Roars away. All right, Iceberg playing spoiler.
Wow, fantastic game from Effect. That is a big game if you're a fan of Effect, because that really shows you that whole idea of just the mental fortitude, understanding when your heroes are going to be at their strongest and waiting for that perfect and prime moment. And Shoshlo played out of his mind. Like, was given a shit lane, had to struggle towards getting that blink dagger, but then right after that blink, he just made insane plays. And whoever is making the shot calls as well for effect, doing an excellent job. Sadoy, I guess we could say he did okay at 14-0 and 7. That's okay in my books for Lifestealer.
It's pretty insane. He would not have done that without Sasha. I think that's definitely true. And you got to give credit where credit's due. Going 0-4 in the laning stage and then ending with 19 assists on a Centaur. Like, this is a hero that goes in for the initiation, sure, but he has 2 spells that aren't really that AoE as far as like dealing group damage to the whole team, unless you hit those huge stomps, which he did time and again. So really impressive display there. Going into game number 2, how do you feel like Team Spirit respond to this? They got Lone Druid what more could you want at this stage?
Well, Effect are certainly happy in that sense of like giving away the Lone Druid, not having to worry about it. Effect will probably have first pick, so we'll see if Team Spirit even let it through. If maybe like Effect will just take it, so could be an issue. I believe we've only seen one previous game from Effect because of their 2-0 forfeit thing that happened. They had the Lone Druid in that game, and things were looking good. So we'll have to see here exactly where our bear ends up in the next draft.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. We're gonna see if Mr. Bearman is going to stick around, or if Effective found the answer that's been eluding the rest of the professional Dota 2 scene. Not sure if that's the case or not, but we'll end up finding out. Game number 2 up in just a little bit. Myself, Lyrical, and Trent Pax, your 2 commentators. Give us a follow on Twitter if you want, but most importantly, keep on following DAC 2017 CIS Qualifiers. We'll be back in a bit.